think I got everybody. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for joining in. I wanted to come and do a breakdown of what this entails because I know for a lot of you, I had a lot of reactions of, I need a side hustle, I need to make this work. Um, and I'm going to ask for you two that are on here, what are you looking forward to? What is the reason that you are interested in becoming a tax partner with Legacy?
So,
Are you guys together?
okay, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute somebody. Who's talking? Oh, there we go. She just went out completely. There you go. So Raquel, you can unmute.
Okay. So, I think for me, I actually have my hand on a lot of teapots, but I want something more stable, something more secure. I see that you're killing it. I follow you. I've known you for many years. You're a second mom to my kid, and I admire you, and I want to get to that level because I feel stagnant at this point, and I feel like I'm working 3 jobs and I'm barely making it. I
Oh,
want to secure my future.
right.
I'm not getting any younger, and I feel like this could definitely be something that would help me.
Yeah. Okay. And
Go ahead.
Rachel?
That's pretty much the same thing. And just being able to do this anywhere that we move or go. If we don't stay in Fresno, it's something that you could take anywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And not being stuck to one place, and just having that freedom and everything else that Raquel said too, feeling stagnant, wanting to do something different and just like better myself and get some financial stability.
Okay. Have either of you ever done any tax preparation before?
I've never done tax preparation, but I was a loan processor. So, I'm pretty familiar with, seeing stuff, but I've never done it,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
no,
not a requirement.
Yeah.
All right, let's see who else we got in here. Keandra, what has you interested in this opportunity? Let's see if she can hear me. Oh, you don't have
Oh, sorry.
there
I
you
was
go.
trying to figure out it was coming on different because I never logged on through the computer. I just go straight to the Zoom app. So
Yeah.
it was a little different. But I've been doing taxes for probably close to 15 years already.
I remember, yes.
So, and I worked at the IRS for like 10 years, and just probably like expanding my current, because I only do business taxes for about like I think 3 or 4 businesses, which is like people that I actually know with businesses. So just looking to expand that opportunity, and then instead of doing it from my home, actually having like a little office space or something like that.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Latoya, what has you interested in with being a tax partner? Let's see if she can hear me.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to unmute the screen. It looks different than the Zoom I'm normally on.
Yes, it's totally different. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out all the options real quick. No, I've been doing my own taxes for about 15 years, and I've done other people's taxes, just like friends and family. But I just really want to learn more about taxes now that I'm in business. I was kind of scared to do it myself last year, as you know. So, but just wanting to learn more about the tax industry as a whole. just to have that knowledge, and it really is interesting to me. So I wanted to look into that a little bit more.
Love it. All right, thank you. And Nikki, for you, what has you interested in being a tax partner? Let's see if it'll let me work. There it goes. We can't hear you if you're talking. All right, so we'll come back to you. If you're able to get through, let me know.
Recording in progress.
There you go. All right, let me see. A lot of talk. Let's try that. Are you able to talk now?
I'm trying to close out on my cell phone,
I got you.
log into my laptop.
There you go. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was the question?
So what has you interested in being a tax partner?
I've been doing taxes for the last maybe about 10 years. Like the young lady previously said, just my own family and friends. And I think it's time for me to move on to the next level.
All right. I love it. Okay, so I personally, I do not want to take up a lot of you guys' time. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Hopefully without the pictures. But so I got started in taxes in 2016, 17. I was doing friends and families like a lot of you. Uh-oh, there we go. I was doing friends and family taxes like a lot of you. But I started my business, and that is where I started. I started in taxes only because I knew that overall, like some of you guys were saying, this is an industry where you could take it wherever. You could do this from home. You could do this in an office. You could do this on a beach, and you still get paid. So it's something that is always going to have to happen. Like right now, like I know every year that between January to April and the end of like the middle of October, that I'm going to be able to make a nice chunk of change just doing people's taxes. And as you grow it, it gets bigger and bigger. So my first year, I had about 20 people that I did taxes for. After I went through and learned all the laws and got all my registrations and clearances with the IRS, I grew that to my second year having about 90 people in taxes, and then this last year about 150. So it really, there's levels to it, just because it really just depends on how far you want to take it, but the sky is the limit. This year I'm opening it up, so not only am I going to have a team of people in my own office, but I'm gonna have a team of people like you guys as tax partners helping you guys build. So you guys just have to understand it is a process. The ones that already have like clientele, like, you know, you could take that clientele and grow it. I personally love taxes. I went in and I started with just regular taxes, but I love business taxes. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you do a personal tax return, it's typical. You have your set prices, you can vary your prices as you want, but it's typically, you know, under $500, right? And that's per tax return. But when you start adding in things like tax resolution, adding in business taxes and adding services to those business taxes, so doing their accounting and bookkeeping, you know, taking what they need and providing them a service to it, you start to take that, you know, under $500 tax return and make it a lot more. So, you know, I've just been building, I love working with businesses. If you guys don't know, I have the Legacy Financial Services, and a legacy business hub. Basically 2 companies in 1 building, but you know, my whole thing is I do personal taxes, personal credit, but then on top of that, I work with businesses from formation to credit to training and all of the above. So I personally like the business side of it, but you know, it is what it is. So there's always levels to it. I know some of you guys already have jobs. I personally started my tax business working a 9 to 5 and having the tax business on the side. So it was a real hustle. I was doing tax returns during tax season while hopefully I don't get in trouble one day, but while I was at work, I don't suggest you do that. But you know, during my lunch break, during my after hours before work, I would run my own business and then go to work. And then, you know, it grew from there. So I was able to walk away from my job on my 3rd year of having my business. And we are in year 5, and I just opened a 3,000 square foot business hub just based off of this business alone and the different pieces of it that I've put together. I was kind of like challenged by my mentor, because she was like, you're ready, like you have everything you need to teach other people how to do this and build their business while they're actually helping you build yours. So I wanted to go through, this will be the first year I'm doing tax partners. I wanted to go through and give you guys just an understanding. I know some of you guys are into the tax industry, but others aren't. But when I go through and do taxes, there is a lot of pieces. As you can see, there's a lot of pieces that go into your tax business. So I wanted to cover those services and what I actually put into place for my company and what I'm going to help you guys put into place. So what does tax prep services consist of? Hopefully you guys can't hear my phone just buzzing away. So there are different areas in the pre-tax season, which is where we are right now. It typically starts in like September. I probably should have, started working with people in September, started getting you guys trained, but we are here now. We got 2 months. I'm starting in November. We have till January. I think tax season starts around the 3rd or the 4th, but I want to get you trained. Okay, so that's the pre-tax season. So it's really just going through, there's certificates that you have to get. There's registrations with the IRS that you'll have to get. You'll go through and do all the training for understanding how to actually prep taxes. So there's all these different things, and marketing. Marketing is a huge component, and there's a lot of different ways to market. So I am here to show you all of the ways that I personally do it. But yeah, that's the pre-tax season. And then we go to in season. In season is more of client support. You're still doing the marketing, you got all the training and stuff out the way, but now it's not really time to take action. So you're going through and you're helping your clients, you're bringing in new clients, you're completing their tax return, you're making sure you have all your documentation put into place, and you have that final review, and then they sign that form and make their deposit, pay their fee. But that's what you're going through in season. So in season is a little bit different than the pre-tax season, just because it's really about how many people you're bringing in, right? And how quickly you're supporting them. And then we get into day-to-day. So day-to-day, you have the client intake, you have the compliance. So you're making sure you're taking care of all of the forms that need to be collected. You have the customer service, and then you have things like bank products that, you keep track of. And I'm going to do an explanation of how this all works in just a second, but it's a lot. So administration is the next part. So that's the documentation, just making sure that your in-house, your back office, you as the person that's taking care of everything. So it's back office and administration, but the administration is making sure that you are crossing your T's and dotting your I's. because the last thing that I want you to have to go through is, you know, having an audit and you don't have anything to show for it. Plus, on top of that, you get people that will try to put your business in jeopardy by either having you file a tax return that they've already filed somewhere. I've had that happen. There's a lot of little things. Oh, I don't have a social security card. And you know, the grandma, auntie, cousin's best friend has it. All that little stuff, like if we don't have the documentation to prove that we have done our due diligence, that puts us in jeopardy. So administration part of it, secure client storage. So you keep everybody's information secure. And let me see if I can move this out the way. And then we have emails and customer service. So yeah, I really take pride in customer service, just because I just don't want anybody to feel like I, you know, got their money and I'm done with them. Like I really take really good pride in customer service to make sure that people they can trust me. They know that I'm going to be there. I got a receptionist, so my phone is always answered because I'm always in and out. So, you know, customer service is huge. Following up with people is huge. And I have different things like a customer retention magnet so that I can see everything that's coming in. I can move people to different places to say, okay, well, this is where this person is within this journey. And then there's the back office. So with us, you will get your own login for and tax software. You don't have to buy anything. We already have everything set up for the bank, so you can offer bank products. Bank products is basically being able to tell somebody, hey, and this is part of marketing, hey, you can come in and get your taxes done with us and not have to pay anything out of pocket. Our fees are low. I've teamed up with another group of tax professionals, and I have the same tax software, but the fees are lower. We have a whole entire group of other tax professionals where we can ask questions. We have a lot of different Zoom calls where we can go through and ask questions if we have them, if we have a situation that comes up. So last year, my situation was solar. No, was it solar? Yeah, solar panels. And before I did a client and they got, you know, the maximum amount that you can get back. But this client last year, they only got a percentage. And it took me going on to that, you know, working with other professionals to say, okay, well, we figured it out. Now I know going forward, like this is a situation, like it's dependent on such and such. And I can now explain that to my client instead of saying, I don't know. So, you know, you're not going to learn everything, but as you go through and you get different situations, that's the way that we learn. So that, you know, you get your own tax software. We can offer bank products, just like H&R Block offers bank products. We have the same bank products. And tax payments, I don't know what that one's supposed to be. I'll have to think about that. Tax payments. Yeah, I'll think about that. So, so basically I wanted to take you through like how this typically works on my part. I start with somebody saying, like, I start with my marketing. I personally market on Facebook and emails, and inside of my groups. So I have two groups, a business group and a tax group. And sorry, if you guys have any questions, drop them in that Q&A section or the chat box and I'll be able to see it. So what I do is when I market, I basically send people, say, hey, you know, you can either send me a DM, you can go to my website and learn more. You can schedule a time to, you know, we can have a call. It really just depends. Everybody's way about going through with marketing is totally different. It really just depends on your comfort level. You might just want to say, hey, I want to do some people here. And these are, you know, I had a lady that she worked at a school site. And she basically went to the people in her office and said, hey, I want to do your taxes for you. This is how much I charge. So when I do that, I have them fill out a form. That form is then sent to me and I can start collecting their documents and doing their tax returns. On the back end, once they submit that form, it sends them an email. It puts them in my client storage area. It puts them on my tracking spreadsheet. And yeah, really from there, I can see, okay, well, this new person came in. I need to work on this file. So once that's done, my email portal, I can send them a pre-drafted script of, hey, let's book your final call. Then we'll have that final call where I will run back through, and I have a list of questions that you would ask them, run back through and make sure that I have everything. So in taxes, basically, you have to report everything that has been reported. It's like a check and balances system. So if that person made money in any kind of form, that those companies are going to send that to the IRS, and the IRS is saying, hey, person, this is what was reported, and you have to now file taxes on that. So if anything is missing, it can mean that the IRS will come back and say, oh, you missed, $5,000 from this company because they reported it and you didn't. So it's really important, and we'll get through that when we do the training. It's really important to know that you have went through all the questions with them to make sure that you have all the documentation and everything on their taxes. So yeah, so once we go through the final review, we typically don't get paid until they have signed that last piece of paperwork to say, okay, go ahead and submit my form, e-file it, or send in the paper return. And then we really just go from there. Then we'll send the final email out that says, here's your final documents, here's your access to the file. I personally give all of my clients a free vacation voucher so that they, it's like an incentive as part of my marketing. Hey, you file with us, we'll give you a free trip. All you do is pay for fees and the transportation there. And then really after that, that is the journey with the client. The back office is making sure, like if they did a bank product, that you're getting paid for that. So, that's the other part. If you collected funds, you're able to see that those funds were collected and transferred to your bank account. So, it is a process. There's a lot that goes into it. But with this, it's not like you're out there alone. So I personally I'm invested. What ends up happening is how this works. As a tax partner, I basically give you everything. Okay. Your job is to train and understand what you're doing. Get the certifications that you need, which I will train you on those also. And then on top of that, when you're doing the process, you'll have the tax software. When you're doing the process, you just need to make sure you're taking care of what you need to take care of. The processing of the tax return, bringing in the clientele, and then making sure that before you submit it for, excuse me, before you submit it for approval, you have all the documentation in line. So at the end of the day, it's really like you have everything that you need. And then all the support that you need is not like when I first started, I had to go figure it all out. Like I had none of this stuff. I didn't even have a tax software. I was doing it all backwards. I would go buy a H&R Block CD that gave you 5 tax returns on each, because I knew nothing about a tax software, which you could do multiple and not have any limits. But yeah, I was buying them as I needed them, and doing 5 returns on each, and then sending them back in, and going out to get another disc. It was a hot mess. But it's been a second. I'm 5, almost 6. This will be my 6th year in. And as you develop all this stuff, it just, boom, boom, boom. Like I've trained the last 2 years. I've actually hired people to actually help me with tax season. So I've been training for a second. But yeah, it's been good. Another question that I know I always get is, what is the typical amount that you're expected to receive? So I can't really answer how much you can expect to receive, just because it depends on how you market, the people that follow you, and then if you've been doing this. In this world of financial services, it is a trust factor. So it really just depends on, okay, you know, if you did something shady to people in the past, like I can't help you. But I'm just saying, like either way it goes, the marketing is going to make a huge factor. People have to know that you're doing this so that they will come to you. And then on top of that, there's ways that, you know, we market and we go out and get our own people. So it doesn't even have to be on social media. It could be word of mouth. It could be referrals. We have a good referral system that we put into place also. I'm not really big on flyers and going door to door, but hey, you know, if the shoe fits, that's another option. All right, so let's get into the breakdown of how this works. So, if you look at this, the revenue share is listed above, but our package options include in-depth tax training, professional tax software, your P10 registration. If you're in California, we have a higher expectation. For some unknown reason, they want us to do more. It drives me crazy, but we will help you. I'll help you with training for your CTEC exam. It is a mandatory process. If you are working with any clients, you should actually have a CTEC registration completed. We are able to offer up advances up to $6,000 before the IRS actually opens their doors. I personally will do a second look before filing. You have all that in-season support, marketing materials. You can set your own hours and no EFIN is required. So an EFIN is basically a higher level. It's kind of like the CTEC training, but it is going through and getting yourself approved. It takes about 3 to 4 months for that process to go through. But yeah, we that is not required because you guys will be under my personal EFIN. You don't have to have one. All I need is you to go through the CTEC exams and then the P10 registration and the training, and you'll be good to go. So additional things, additional add-ons. This is for the top level. So we'll go through the pricing, but the additional add-on is for people that, you know, they really want a full entire business. Like after this year, they're just like, dude, I got this. I want a whole business. I don't need anything else. Maybe just the tax software. I'm good to go. So that is a higher level. You'll have a full business put together for you. Okay, so how it works is the packages start. We have the free package. Basically, you do the training, you do the exams, the P10 registration, and your own marketing. And then from there, we will have a revenue split of you get 40% of the people that you bring in, while we get 60%. And that's how the revenue share works. So when do you get paid is another thing that I have. So let's just say you went through and you are working with a client, they file their taxes, but they do a bank product, okay? So bank products basically work like this. They file the return, the bank says, okay, well, we're gonna charge you a fee. You don't pay no money up front, but we're gonna charge them a fee. And once that return comes back in, the funds are received, the bank will pay the tax preparer that did the return their fee, and they'll give the rest to the tax client. Sorry. So so basically, if you're doing a bank product, your payment does not come out until the bank pays the fees, right? If you are doing a cash payment, if you're doing a payment like a PayPal, we use a different software now where you can just basically send them a text message that says, here's the amount due, and that will now be transferred over to the payment system. That happens within a couple of days. So we're going to come up with a full schedule of, okay, well, if it's a payment where we get it right away, then here's when you would get paid, right? I want to do it every week. I'm trying to be realistic. It might not be every week. So I got to see how that works. But basically you get 40% and then we would get the 60%. That's the free version. Now, if we did 50-50, you would have a deposit of $199 to go into the 50-50 split. If you wanted 70% while we get 30, you would have to pay $399 to get into that program. And then if you wanted to do 80-20, you get 80%, we would get 20%, you would go in at $799 fee. So overall, that's how that is broken down. I have to, oh man, I have to get you guys the link. So there's a link. Basically what I went through and did is put all this where you guys can actually purchase it online. So you could say, okay, well, this is the fee split that I want. And then you can make the payment if any payment is due. If you wanted the one that was for free, you would still do the registration form, put the 0 amount, and that would basically alert me that you're interested in starting training. So training starts November the 2nd. I had to do it after Halloween because my baby loves Halloween. So training starts November the 2nd. Oh, we got a question. Are these? Yes, they are one-time fees. So training starts November the 2nd. What's going to happen is I have a full laid out presentation to train you, handouts and everything, so that we can go through and you can understand how taxes work. What are the new laws? Oh man, there's so much. Hold on, let me see if I can get that for you. Because when just us going through the updates for the year, like so some of the things, this is just some of the different items. So let's see. If we start with a free packet, can we upgrade later? That's a great question. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that should be fine. But basically, so if you start with the free package, can you upgrade later? So anything that you've done under the free package would still be free. Everything else after the payment would switch over to the different rev share. So yeah, that works. And I wanted to show you this. So we go over IRS rules and regulations, ethics and due diligence, bank products. My goodness, I can't even talk. Bank products and cash advances, deductions and tax credits, dependents and filing status and exemptions, marketing and branding, income, exclusion and inclusions, tax forms, and much more. Just depending on who you know, there's the Schedule Cs that go along with businesses. There's the breakdown of, what type of entity they have. So you might not have to actually put that business onto the tax return. Then we have all the different variations of funds that the IRS has, that the government has given us that we have to reconcile. So we teach you everything. And then on top of that, we give you everything. So like I said, this is our starter package. 40-60, and then we go to the 50-50 split at $199. Then we have the 70-30 at $399, and the priority package at $799. This comes with the same things, but the 80-20 split is the difference. What I really liked about,